Steve Jobs. We all know that we always get success through failure. In this article, we will see from the story of Steve Jobs how he achieved success. Apple co-founder Steve Jobs is no more in this world today, but due to his innovations, he will rule the hearts of millions of people for a long time to come. Steve Jobs was born on February 24th, 1955, in San Francisco, California. Steve Jobs, suffering from cancer, died on October 5th, 2011. In Steve Jobs' famous speech, "Stay Hunger, Stay Foolish," he told stories related to his life. Steve Jobs enrolled in college at the age of 17. During his studies, he felt that all his parents' earnings were spent on college education. At that time, he was not able to understand anything. He didn't even know what he would do in future. Ultimately, he decided to drop college and thought of doing some work that could help his parents. Perhaps his decision was not right at that time, but later, he felt that his decision was right. At that time, he had no room to live, so he used to stay in his friend's room and sleep on the floor. He also sold Coke bottles, so that he could eat food with the money he earned from them. He would walk about 7 miles and then go to Krishna Temple so that he could eat food. Reed College was very famous all over the world for calligraphy. There were beautiful handmade posters all over the campus of that college. Seeing this, Steve Jobs wanted to study calligraphy. He learned the serif and sans serif typefaces. He created typography by combining different words with this typeface, which contains dots. About 10 years later, he designed the first Macintosh computer. This was his first computer design. If he had not dropped out of college and studied calligraphy, he would not have been able to make this. When Steve was 20 years old, he started Apple in a garage with Wozniak. Both of them worked very hard, and in 10 years they reached very high level. The company, which started in a small garage, reached 2 billion people, and 4,000 employees started working in it. Together they released their greatest creation, the Macintosh. As the company started growing, they chose a talented person to take over the company. Very good work was done in the company in the first year, but the vision they had for the future could not be fulfilled. When Steve was 30 years old, he was fired from the company. At that time, he felt as if he had been fired from his own company. After this, within 5 years, Steve started a new company named Next. After this, he formed another company named Pixar. Pixar made the world's first computer-animated feature film, Toy Story. Even today, this studio is considered to be the best animation studio. After this, Apple Company bought Next, and Steve started working again in Apple. This technology gave new life to Apple. If Steve had not been fired from Apple, he would not have been able to do all this. Sometimes such moments come in our life, but we should not panic at this time and should do our work well. There must be some goal in our life. Without these, we cannot move forward.